everybody close to me, but I won't stop, no. I won't stop, no. I won't stop, no.
Hey guys, Tabs here from Shredded Physique. Today I want to talk about a very, very important topic that I feel a lot of people are struggling with today, especially women, and I've seen a lot of it in post-show competitors as well, and that's the effects of binge eating and some fit tips on how, if you are somebody that is currently suffering from binge eating, how you can overcome that aspect of your life. Now, when we talk about binge eating, this can be an emotional trigger for a lot of people, but you really need to address the simple fact of what it is that is causing you to binge eat in the first place. A lot of people binge eat because they're emotional or they're stressed. Some people do it because they're bored. As I mentioned in my previous vlog, some people mistake thirst for hunger, or if you're somebody that, you know, is eating in secret, or you're punishing yourself, or the biggest thing that I find that leads into binge eating is extreme diets, and that's really, really big, especially in post-show competitors. Your body is in a very, very caloric deficit. Therefore, when you lose the ability to have certain foods in your diet and stuff, it can be very, very easy for the animal part of your brain to take over. And your animal part is the core fundamentals that your body needs. So there's two parts of your brain. One is the animal part, as I mentioned. These are things that your body tells you that it needs for survival. Things like food, water, even so much as sex. These are things that your body's like, hey, okay, yeah, these are things that I need for survival, but you don't control your animal part of your brain. You decide if you actually act on those things. Then there's the human side of your brain, which is actually controls the decisions that you make. So this is saying that, oh, I need to go to the grocery store, I need to go to the refrigerator. That part of your brain, you actually have decisions to act on. So there is a difference in between the two. When it comes to binge eating and stuff, you have control over how your way of thinking is. And to get your binge eating under control, this is one thing that's going to be very, very important, is first of all, finding what it is that's triggering the binge eating. Is it boredom? Is it thirst? Is it you're finding that you're full but you can't stop eating? Is it like a love-hate relationship with food? Is it because of a negative self-image that you have of your body? You really, really need to be able to get that under control first and actually recognize where the problem is coming from. This is often going to be a lot of self-reflecting on your part, but I feel that it's very, very important to identify the problem first before you can make any attempt to get it under control. And the biggest thing is extreme diets. If you are somebody that is currently dieting right now, I completely advise you to stop dieting, even with competitors. Sometimes we lose cheats a week out, 2 weeks out. I've even seen competitors lose cheats like 8 weeks prior to a show, and number one, that's not healthy for your body and for your mind or your metabolism, but this can often be one of the first things that will trigger binge eating. Again, your body's so depleted of all these carbs, fats, yummy foods that you're used to having in moderation in an off season, and you completely go without. It can be very hard for a lot of people to deal with, especially if you don't have self-discipline. So if you are somebody that is currently doing a short-term fix, your body's going to rebound very, very quickly, and it can often down spiral, leading to bad habits. So when it comes to binge eating, just some things that can help you, instead of having, say if you're having a sweet tooth one night and you're craving a chocolate bar, sometimes I find even taking a chocolate bar or little treats and dividing them up into smaller portions, that way when it comes to you wanting to have that snack, you're not going to eat the whole chocolate bar, you're going to be forced to eat it in smaller settings. Whereas if you take it out in individual servings, same with popcorn, chips. If you take out the bag and you sit down and you're watching a movie, yeah, chances are you're going to crush the bag of Doritos sitting beside you, as opposed to if you put a little bit in a bowl and just force your body to walk away and do without and put it in the cupboard. These are often just, you know, little things that can help make it a little bit easier for you. But as I mentioned in one of my previous vlogs, try and get in the habit of just coming up with different recipes and healthier foods that can often not set off those sugar cravings, you know, sugar-free Jell-O and things like that. Play around with different stuff, or even just eat a lot of like whole foods, whole grain foods and stuff like that. That'll give you a little bit of sweetness, but not enough that it's going to be a can't stop, won't stop. So when it comes to binge eating and stuff, I think the most important thing is, if you are somebody that is indulging or you've fallen off the bandwagon and stuff, I think it's really important to actually journal what it is that you've been eating and what emotionally set you off to want to lead into that binge in the first place. This is often going to help you for you going back and being able to do some self-reflection on what it is that caused the binge in the first place. That way it's kind of like a lesson learned. You know what it is that made you feel that way, whether it's stress or emotion, things like that, and you can know for next time, like say hypothetically, if you are an emotional eater, every time your brain reverts to that place of wanting to binge on food, get in the habit of calling a friend, or just taking 10 minutes to meditate or breathe, just listen to some music, focus on your energy, focus on your breathing and stuff. Just take those 5-10 minutes to yourself, and chances are you'll usually forget about the food if you're on your way to the refrigerator and you're standing there looking for something to eat. Again, knowing the difference between your body needing fluid and just it being plain boredom. If you are somebody that finds it's boredom or you're dehydrated, make sure that you're getting your daily H2O, 4 to 6 liters of water a day, as I mentioned in my previous vlog. And if you're looking through the fridge and it's a simple boredom thing, grab a glass of water and force yourself to walk away. Go for a walk. If you're somebody that is punishing yourself going to the gym, I recommend you stop doing this. If you were somebody that normally does an hour cardio every day or every other day, whatever the case may be, don't get off your training regimen to try and compensate for what you did. The gym should never ever be a place of punishment, and I can't stress that enough. It's supposed to be a sport, it's supposed to be a luxury, and somewhere that you can go, have that hour to yourself, just shut off your brain, shut off the world, go in and have a workout and just come out feeling better about yourself. You should never use the gym as a place of guilt or a place of punishment because of a bad decision that you made. So if this is something that you're currently going through, it's going to be a very, very vicious cycle, and eventually you're not even going to like going to the gym, and you're going to completely get away from yourself. So if you are somebody that is finding yourself in that situation where you are compensating, doing extra cardio or going to the gym 2-3 times a day, I need you to really stop doing that. Just take some time to yourself, take some time to meditate, and just take a deep breath, take it one day at a time. But the first thing is getting your binge eating under control, and the first thing in doing that is learning how to love yourself. And once you do that, and then you get the binge eating under control, it's just going to be a very much more enjoyable and pleasant process for you. So if you are somebody that is currently finding that you're going to the gym and you're doing extra workouts, extra cardio and stuff like that, don't try and change your workouts, because over exercising is definitely not healthy either, and you're just going to completely burn yourself out, get away from yourself. And let's be realistic, that's not healthy, and it's probably, chances are you're probably going to make yourself sick doing it. So I can't stress enough is just really being able to identify where the problem is coming from. And if you are currently somebody that is on a hard diet, I recommend getting off the diet. Get your binge eating under control first before you attempt to move forward in any type of dieting lifestyle. And if you are somebody that is struggling with that and needs help with a lifestyle change and having a little bit more flexibility in your diet, please feel free to shoot me an email. I would love to help you guys in any way that I can, as mentioned before. But the most important thing is just learning how to love yourself and being able to wake up every day, be confident, look in the mirror, and just know that this is something that you can overcome. There's actually a book that I really recommend. If you've never read it, it's called Brain Over Binge, and it basically talks about the same thing. There was this girl that was, same thing, abusing food, and she was actually bulimic in the sense that she would consume all these calories and make herself sick, and then she'd find herself at the gym 7-8 hours cardio a day. So you can just imagine how this played a part in her life, and just how that was emotionally triggering her, and just how she completely got away from herself. So there's a lot of good tips in that book too. If you are currently somebody that is dealing with binge eating, I really recommend picking up the book. It will help you in many wonders throughout your life. So until next time, stay happy and stay healthy. And for those of you that have been subscribing to my videos, thank you so much. And as always, keep living the fit life.